Hello and welcome to the SCFD Wonder-Cast. My name is Emma, I am your host, and I am really excited to introduce you to the people who work behind the scenes at SCFD's funded partners to create the wonder that we all associate with arts, culture, and science programming right here in the Denver metro area. Today we'll be chatting with Heidi Echtenkamp, who is the Wardrobe Supervisor at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Heidi has experience in venue management, stage production, stage management, theater-related, you name it, it seems like she's done it. So I am really excited to chat with Heidi, and I hope you enjoy this conversation. Well, Heidi, thanks so much for being on the SCFD Wonder-Cast. I am so excited to talk to you about all things wardrobe. But first, kind of before we get into that, for people that haven't heard of this job title, what is a wardrobe supervisor?
A wardrobe supervisor is someone who manages the backstage choreography of the costumes.
Okay.
So we'll bring in the costumes from the costume shop once they're finished.
Mm-hmm.
And then I work with the stage management team and we choreograph where the costume changes are. And we make sure all the pieces that have been built in the costume shop come. And so every character has their list of pieces.
Wow, that's a big job.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure it's a lot of coordination. Can you give some examples of kind of what that looks like, in a production that maybe you're working on right now?
A production, we're in tech for Sweet and Lucky. So all of our characters have base costumes.
Okay.
They have one costume that they'll wear the whole show. And then we have lovers. We have two stages, and our lovers will change into just being part of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll change into their lover costume.
Oh, cool.
So you'll see them in different colors throughout the night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. And so obviously, you have a lot of experience in theater. We can go into your resume if you'd like, but is there one experience that drew you to want to do this kind of work?
Yes, I actually have two.
Okay.
My very first one was when I was in first grade.
Okay.
I went to see Cinderella. I went to Seacrest, which is right by the Arvada Center.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked to the Arvada Center and saw Cinderella. And I just remember walking in, and I could barely see over the top of the seats.
Mm.
And I thought the stage was like miles away, but they set us so close that the fairy godmother was like, everyone close your eyes so Cinderella can change. And I didn't close my eyes because I was like, I want to see how this works. And she's like, oh, didn't work. That means some of you. And she looked at the row that I was sitting in, and she's like, did not close your eyes. So the next time I closed my eyes, yes. And the next time I closed my eyes, and then she got changed. And I just remember going home and telling my mom that I saw magic in real life.
Oh, I love
I saw
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then the second time was similar. I went to UNC in Greeley for my degree in theater, and I was stage managing The Tenderland by Aaron Copland, and Stephen Taylor, who is from Colorado Opera, was our guest director. Mm-hmm. And he turned to me and he goes, I'd like to see that shift happen and not see a single crew member, and it matched the music, and it all lands by this measure.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like,
sure, easy.
Okay. I was like, not see crew, but it's taking the whole crew to move this. And,
yeah.
And so my professor was like, all right, let's try this. You can read music. Let's set beats and do this. And we worked through it. And when we put it all together and it worked, it was just a complete scene shift happening with underscore. And you didn't see a single human on deck.
Wow.
And it was I was like, that's the magic. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, and you made it.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah.
Were you an actress?
No.
Okay.
I've only done puppeteering.
Otherwise,
cool. No. I leave that to people who want to do it.
Sure, no, I think that's very fair.
Yes.
Same.
Exactly.
Can you talk more about puppeteering? What have you done with that?
Yeah. When I worked, right out of college, I got a job at the Arvada Center. Mm-hmm. And I met a gentleman named Corey Gilstrap, who's a local puppeteer in town. Mm-hmm. And he began teaching me how to be a puppet wrangler and fix the puppets and maintenance them.
Oh, wow.
And then when Walden Family Playhouse came in, I worked with him on building life-size puppets and training the actors into working on painter stilts and working inside the puppets. And then I would be on run crew and help them get in and get out of the puppets and maintenance them. So it was a lot of fun.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Again, another job I didn't know existed.
Yes.
A puppet wrangler. I love it. I'm so amazed by that.
Yeah.
So is that sort of like Timon in The Lion King? Like,
yes.
Is it sort of that kind of situation?
Yeah, only you wouldn't be the performer. You would be the person off stage that would
Sure.
help them get in. Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. And I'm sure maintaining those puppets is like very interesting and
Yeah, sometimes it's very technical. Like one of the first puppets he trained me on was we were doing the show Bunnicula, and the bunny's ears were all wire, and how they moved and like the eyes were lit up electrical, and so it was interesting to like learn how to manipulate the wires and make sure they're in their casings and stuff. And I learned a lot. It was good.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, and that seems like it plays really well into like, dealing with the pieces of the wardrobe floating around backstage and getting them to where they need to go. Do you have like a number, like in any sort of production, how many pieces of costuming are floating around that you have to kind of coordinate and get to where they're going?
When we do Christmas Carol at the Denver Center, we have probably close to 700 pieces of costumes that go all over. And that's from like jewelry to wigs to hankies. Like we have over 75 wigs in that show.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's a lot of wigs.
The wig team does an amazing job. Yeah,
I've seen it. They are great wigs.
Yeah,
that's insane. And so do you have a team of people, or is it just you back there?
Oh no, I have a full team. I have 16 people. I have 8 core people. 6 of them are dressers, 2 of them are wigs, and then we have a support team of overhires that help us when the core team is busy. We supplement with the overhires.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's a whole group of people back there.
Yes.
Making sure everything gets to where it needs to go.
Yeah, because we have multiple shows running at once. So, like Broadway, our Sweet and Lucky show will open this week, and I have 2 dressers out there.
You're not really in charge of like the creation of the costumes, right? It's more about the coordination of where they're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much the coordination.
Okay.
Yeah. I work with the designer and the costume shop.
Okay.
And so normally what will happen in the creative process is the designer's hired and works with the director to decide on what the look is for each individual character. And then they'll work with the costume shop to see what is a build or what is something we can purchase or what is something we can pull from stock.
Okay.
And then we start to build the costume list from there of like, this character is going to change 5 times or 4 times or not at all.
Sure.
And that's where I start creating the pieces list for my team. And we kind of build a map then of the whole show so they can see where they're going all over the stage and where the costumes go, how we track them.
Yeah, and you probably have some hand in like where the actors need to be when they're heading off stage, right? Or is that more the director?
That's all the director, and then we work once the director and the SM team give us that piece of information, then we see where the costumes go.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, it sounds like very much a team effort.
Yeah, it is. It's very collaborative, which I love.
Yeah, that's fun.
And every show is a different team. So then it's like you don't have a choice of just working with someone the same all the time.
Yeah.
You get to work with different personalities and it's fun.
That probably makes it so every day is a little bit different.
Yes.
Which probably keeps it very interesting.
Yeah, very much.
You said something about like there being there's like a stock collection of costumes.
We do.
How big is that? Like what is it like to see
huge.
all of that?
We have costumes from our very first show.
Whoa.
Which is over 40 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we have a lot of stock and we pull quite a bit to try and help because if you just keep buying,
sure,
it still gets there, but we pull a lot from stock.
Nice. That's a good thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
Is it in like a room? Like where?
We have several rooms.
Several rooms?
We have 2 really large rooms that are almost 2 stories. Like you have to take a ladder up. Christmas Carol has its own room.
Oh, classic.
And then we have like a hat room, an undergarment room. Yeah, it's cool to like go back through the rooms. It took me a season and a half to learn like where things were. Like we have drawers for eyeglasses or just earrings period earrings or period glasses, like because there's a history in costumes too. So you have the wide range of history as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
With the shows.
Do you have a favorite show that you've worked on for the wardrobe supervision?
I don't, because each show is its own adventure. And there are certain pieces that I'll be like, oh, I really love that. And so like I've learned, Megan, who is our design assistant, and sometimes she is a costume designer with us, she is an excellent shopper. And so like the team or like other actors will be like, where did we get this? Where's this? And so like I've learned more shopping tools than just normal, which is fun.
Yeah, no, I love that. Shop till you drop, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I guess like, is there something that people should know that they may not know about like sort of what the behind the scenes process looks like of getting people changed in and out of costumes for shows?
Yeah, sometimes, so actors will walk in what we call street clothes, which is everyday clothes. And we have exactly 30 minutes to put them in their first costume and their wig and makeup. And sometimes actors will come in before that. Not too often, but sometimes we'll get a few that are like, I need more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So they'll come in like for 45 minutes. But then we'll preset all the costumes across the stage and we'll just get the show running. But all of the first costumes will stay in their dressing rooms to get them ready. And when we go to do quick changes, if you see a 3-piece suit, sometimes it is all sewn together and it's just a zipper up the back.
Oh my gosh.
And they put a trench coat on because we only have 10 seconds to change them.
Yeah, right.
And so some things are super fast. Some vests we put magnets in, so when they put it on, they don't have to button it, but the buttons are on the outside.
Yeah.
So from the audience perspective, it does have buttons, but it's really magnets so that we can make our changes. Yeah.
That's cool. I like how there's like that mix of practicality with like the magic so that, you know, people don't really know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there like a particularly innovative thing that you've seen, you know, in making these costumes or getting these costumes onto people that you're like, oh, like every costume should have that?
The quick rigging is, there's a lot. The quick rigging is like the magnets, or we'll do, sometimes we'll do Velcro, sometimes we won't, because it depends on where the audience is, if you want to hear Velcro tearing or not. And then for women's shoes, going across heels, we have little rigs that it looks like the shoes are attached in, but really they just hook.
Oh, cool.
Which is great.
That's handy. I feel like, honestly, like some street clothes should have stuff like that.
Yes. Agreed.
Why is it so hard?
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And some shoes have, like if there's dancing in the show, we'll have dance rubber to make it safe.
Okay.
Versus just the rubber that comes from the manufacturer that's tends to be slick sometimes until you walk on concrete and it gets roughed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it depends on the show and the costumes we build for it.
That's interesting. And it seems like it can be, like, stressful behind the scenes. Or is there anything, have you encountered that? Is that something that feels true to you? And also, like, how do you deal with that when you're trying to get somebody changed and, like, probably keep the actor cool to go on stage?
We've had a few times where, like, they'll put on pants and, like, the back will split, or they'll put on things, and it's just like, okay, we have 2 minutes, so sometimes we safety pin.
Okay.
Sometimes if we have, like, over 5 minutes, we'll run to the sewing machine and run it through really fast.
Okay.
Yeah, there have been some definite, like, this is torn, what do we do?
Yeah.
But everyone does stay pretty cool. Like, in that moment, it's crazy. It's like time stops for a second, and you're able to adjust and think, and my team is really good about thinking on their feet, so.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes a lot. That takes, like, a very different skill than I think a lot of people have to be in that kind of high-pressure environment and just be like, okay, we're going to sew some pants.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or we're going to do a double. Like, some costumes we have doubles of for 2 show days, and it's just running and going, okay, give us the double, or stuff like that.
Wow. Yeah, it seems stressful, but it also seems very fun.
Yeah.
For someone that wants to get into this kind of work, like what would you say? How could they start?
I would say go to school and learn. I would learn the terminology and the vocabulary, because I'm learning it still as well.
Yeah.
And then I would say that just work in as many different places as you can. Because when I stage managed and worked in different environments, it helped me build my foundation broader, because I got different samples of environments to work in.
Sure.
And not every wardrobe room is set up the same. So you build different skill sets of like, okay, we don't have the resources, we're going to do this. We do have the resources, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And so it's learning different skill sets from the environments you're working in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense, and obviously, like, the name of the game seems to be being adaptable under pressure, so I think that's really good advice. So obviously, you have experience beyond just the wardrobe. You've stage managed. I saw some, like, venue facilitation.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us anything more about some of your past experience on the stage?
I was a stage manager for close to 20 years, and I wanted to travel, so I got my union stage management card at the Arvada Center, and then right out of school, and then I left, and I was like, I want to go see the world. So I ventured across most of the west of Colorado and ended up in San Francisco in the Bay Area.
Oh, fun.
And I was PSM for American Musical Theater.
What is PSM?
Production Stage Manager.
Oh, thank you.
And it was probably it will probably be the only time in my career. We had orchestras, 30-piece orchestras that sat underneath our musicals. And to have a live orchestra, I did Wizard of Oz, A Chorus Line, Gypsy, West Side Story, like the classics. And to hear it with the full orchestra, you're just like, I will never be able to do this show again at this rate.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful, I mean, the house sat 3,000 people, and it was a beautiful venue. And the shows were great. And then right after that, I ran away to the circus in a way.
Whoa.
Because in San Francisco then, there was a company called Teatro Zanzani.
Okay.
And when my contract ended at American Musical Theater, our costumer, actually, our head of costumes, Marina, also costumed Teatro Zanzani.
Okay.
And she's like, I think you should go there. And I was like, I know nothing about circus. And she's like, but you're a good human person. You should go there.
There you go.
And so I learned a lot from them too, because I went from a full union house at the CPA and American Musical Theater to more family and circus. Like, the wait staff did our crew moves, and the wait staff changed every night.
Oh, wow.
And coming from an environment that's full union where your job stays the same and you do the same thing, to, hi, we're going to shift, and you'll have this person tonight and on Tuesday and this person on Thursday and Friday, and you're like, okay, it's a whole different level of trust that they have it. And the performers were international, and it was great to learn about their cultures and where they trained and how we put shows together. Because we would sit at a round table. Like, there was never a head of the table. It was a round table that you sat at, so everyone was equal. And we would just build shows, and it was lovely. I learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
And then I went back into stage managing, and I worked a little bit east and south, and then I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to move back to Colorado.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Yeah. So, and it's been good. I've worked at several venues here, and it's been nice.
Yeah. How long have you been back?
Since 2013.
Okay, nice. So a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
That's great. And have you been at DCPA? How long has that
I
been?
started there in October of 2016.
Okay, gotcha. How many shows does DCPA do every year?
Oh, we do one TYA, which is Theater for a Young Audience. This year we're doing one off-center,
Okay.
which is Sweet and Lucky Echo.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe we're doing 8 theater company shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then one Galleria show that theater company's a part of. And then we have our Broadway shows, but I don't deal with those.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Broadway brings their own, everything comes on the truck.
Sure.
Including wardrobe supervisors. So
oh, I gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
they'll usually travel with their shows.
Gotcha. So you work on all of the in-house productions.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how can people support your work and, in general, the DCPA?
My work is more a part of the DCPA, so I think seeing a show or taking a class or doing one of our community events is great. But I think if you also go see shows in other venues, just supporting the arts is way important.
Agree.
Because then we're one arts community, so it's really having all of us be supported.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I always ask our guests these last 2 questions.
Yes.
So what inspires a sense of wonder in you?
Several things. When you first wake up in the morning and you have hummingbirds that are eating at the bird feeders and you enjoy a cup of coffee. Listening to your nephew just like giggle from his toes.
Oh.
And you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Or he'll ask a question that you're like, oh, you are just learning about life.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Having theater, just like having all the elements come together and the story come to life. When a few weeks ago, it was just words on paper.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we did this. This is pretty amazing. And hearing the audience's first response. Because then you're like, oh, we did our job. That's good.
Yeah, I bet that feels amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And obviously we have a big arts and culture ecosystem here, as you mentioned. Are there places you like to go or like events you love that to kind of like pursue that sense of wonder?
Yeah. I do like doing outdoor concerts in the summer.
Fun. Me too.
And I like doing First Fridays and new galleries. Like I'm trying to this year experience new galleries.
Yeah.
Because I used to go a lot when I lived in San Francisco.
Okay.
And then like more theater too.
Yeah.
And I'm introducing my nephew to theater, which
fun.
is like, I love going to the kids' theater and like listening to them and the talkbacks because the kids are just like genuine in their questions. Like they really want to know, or like hearing them all laugh from their toes. You're just like, okay, my day is good. This is perfect.
It's all worth it.
Yes, it is.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, Heidi, thanks so much for being on the SCFD Wonder-Cast. It was so fun to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thanks to you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the SCFD Wonder-Cast.